guys, Marsing here, bringing you another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan Battle video. And so today, earlier on, we got the live stream of the 8th anniversary fan meetup for JP, and we got to see the reveal of the arts for the 2 headlining units for the 8th anniversary. So I know a lot of people have already been talking about it. Of course, you can see from the tweet that I'm showing up on the screen. I was at work. I think the stream was at like 8 or 9 a.m. UK time, and I start work at 7 o'clock in the morning, so I did watch it. I was in the 5-9 stream, hanging out in the chat, so shout out to anybody else that was there. So we got the card arts revealed. Obviously, we know that standby skills are going to be a thing. We don't know still exactly how they work. They did mention in the live stream that they are going to be voiced, so I think we probably assumed that, right, because they are similar to active skills. So I think most people probably assumed that, but it is good to have confirmation. And they also confirmed that both of the units are Dokkan Fest exclusive LRs. So that begs the question of what are they going to do now with the Carnival LR format? Because after the worldwide celebration, we all assumed that the anniversary was also going to be 1 Dokkan Fest and 1 Carnival LR per part. So now part 2, is it still going to be 1 yellow coin top legendary summon banner with 2 units on it? Or is it going to be 1 carnival banner with 2 new units on it? Or is it going to be 2 separate carnival banners? That is something that we are obviously going to have to wait to find out. But all we know for now is the 2 units. We got Super Saiyan 3 Goku and Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta. I can't see a halo in the image, so I'm assuming it is just Super Saiyan 2 and not Super Saiyan 2 Angel Vegeta, which is interesting because obviously the Vegeta from the end of the Buu Saga that we have as the LR that has a unit super with Super Saiyan 3 Goku is Angel Vegeta, so be interesting to see exactly how the unit is named. Now, I do like the fact that because Vegeta is a Super Saiyan 2, with the way that Dokkan does categories and the fact that both units have to be on them, it means that this unit will be on Power Beyond Super Saiyan, so that is good. If Vegeta was a Super Saiyan 1 or a Pure Saiyan, then obviously he wouldn't be. And then for the GT side, we have GT Goku and Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta. So this is an interesting combo when you think it is essentially the LR from last year, except Goku's de-transformed into base. Now, the interesting thing about this one is, again, the links and the categories, because it is a joined forces card. Everyone is hoping that this unit is going to be the saviour for the LR Super Saiyan 4s from last year, but will the unit have Saiyan Raw because it has base Goku on it? So I made a couple of tweets about this because we were talking about it during the day. I said here my biggest hope for them is that they find an excuse to give them Saiyan Raw. So, by the way Dokkan usually does their cards and the way they figure out, I mean, we can argue for many cards that they get it wrong, but the categories and the links. The way Dokkan works with units that we've seen so far, Goku would have to go Super Saiyan 4 or Giant Ape in one of their animations. Doesn't matter which one it is, 12 key, 18 key, active skill. I said active skill because I'm assuming the standby skill will be the Spirit Bomb, because the theme of the anniversary is Spirit Bomb, right? So we know that both of these units are going to do a Spirit Bomb in some way, shape or form, and it's probably going to be the standby skill. So what's interesting is they've never said anywhere that this isn't possible, so these units could have the standby skill and an active skill. So potentially 3 different animations. And as long as Goku is Super Saiyan 4 or Giant Ape in one of those animations, then they can give him Saiyan Raw and put him on Giant Ape power. Now, the thing I realised later, after talking to my friend at work that also plays Dokkan, I said here, the LR gods have the Kamehameha link and are on the Kamehameha category, even though only Goku does the Kamehameha out of the 2 characters. For the Super Saiyan 4s, obviously they transform into Gogeta, who does a Kamehameha, so you can argue that they should be on there, even though Vegeta doesn't do one. But the gods, they don't do that. They transform into Gogeta in their active skill, but he does not do a Kamehameha. So even though only Goku does the Kamehameha, the unit has the link and is on the category. So, it says here, they absolutely can give the GT, LR, Saiyan Raw and Giant Ape power, even if Goku doesn't transform into a Super Saiyan 4 or a Giant Ape, because Vegeta should have it. Just with the same logic that even this unit, like the LR Gods, could potentially have Kamehameha, even though it will be Goku doing it and not Vegeta. So hopefully that is something that we will see. But I asked you guys, what would you like to see from the new LRs? be it the leader skill, kit, animations, anything. And so we're just going to go through and have a look at some of the feedback. Obviously, some people have been talking about this, the fact that the statement that was made that the anniversary units are not going to be units who've been the anniversary before. And then, as I said here, like, this is kind of what we've all been talking about for a long time. People were trying to think of units that it could be, and then of course people were saying that, you know, they might be trying to pull a fast one and they just mean specific forms, because as I say here, we've never gotten a Super Saiyan 3 Goku and Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta, or Goku GT and Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta as an anniversary unit. So technically what they said is true. It's just not what people thought it was. And I said here at the bottom, this is how I kind of think they meant it, right? Is it's basically them saying they're not doing the exact same named character as an anniversary unit, because for the 2nd anniversary and the 4th anniversary, they straight up just did Super Saiyan 4 Goku and Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta. They had the same names. It's the LRs and then obviously the EZA-TURs that we have currently. Yeah, it was literally the same character. So that's essentially what they meant, not that it's not going to be Goku or Vegeta, obviously. So let's have a look down here and see what sort of things we've got here. So I hope the Super Saiyan 3 Goku and Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta is Majin Buu Saga or Power Beyond Super Saiyan for the 175, and then an additional of 35% for characters that belong to Bond of Master and Disciple or Connected Hopes. Without looking up like a thing on one of the websites where you can do that off the top of my head, I'm not sure how great that combination would be for the two 170s and the 30. I said to this person, obviously, that we're not going to be going beyond 200% leads anytime soon, but could be interesting. I wouldn't be surprised if Majin Buu Saga is one of them, and then GT Heroes for the other guys. I would like to see, though, whilst we don't always want them to do new categories, because we went through a long period where they were just churning out all these really pointless, terrible categories. Both the anniversary LRs last year had an existing category and a new category as their 170s, so I would kind of like to see that again. I know a lot of people have been speculating, because we already have GT Heroes, we've got Movie Heroes, and we just recently got Super Heroes, which covers everyone from Dragon Ball Super. It'd be interesting to see if we get Z Heroes, because that will be a huge category, so that could quite easily be one of their leader skills. Somebody says please have Spirit Bomb as the active skill. I mean, obviously, there's no way that they don't, right? It's the theme of the anniversary. So I want both of them to be funny support units to make up for any possible links they don't have with their teams. This is a good point here from Thad, and she is completely correct. With the fact that joined forces units often only get links that one of the or both of the units should have, it then makes joined forces a little bit wonky sometimes. So it's obviously very good for them to have kind of backup in their passive where they're giving like key or something like that to the rest of the rotation, right, to make up for some of the links that they don't have. So obviously that would be quite good. They look good as card aesthetics go. Very true. I think they look awesome. Think about what leader skills they would have later. Yeah, people are riding the high. My boy Sora, I'm right there with you. We're still campaigning for that Broly 200% lead. I'm not sure what categories super type units would need to have for him to be on the 200% lead. It'd have to be some kind of combination of like pure Saiyans and then some other thing, but I guess it's possible, right? Int Broly still needs that 200% lead. I want Super Saiyan 3 Goku and Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta to start a Majin Buu Saga revival. I mean, one of the themes, even though the theme is Spirit Bomb, obviously with the stuff we saw revealed in the first, in the stream, with like the first part having the free-to-play Barbody, that is going to be the unit that we get every anniversary that eventually awakens into an LR in the final part. There's going to be a lot of Buu Saga related stuff, right? So when you bear in mind we're going to get easy A's and stuff like that as well during the celebration, I think we can safely say that there's going to be a few Majin Buu Saga buffs. I'm sure they'll have a new category, but considering both will have the standby skill with the Spirit Bomb, I'm expecting final trump card as either the 170 or 30%. Yep, that's definitely possible. New category, Protectors of Earth. The Z Fighters, Boo, Mr. Satan, basically everyone that's saved the Earth before. And then GT or Z Heroes, yeah, so we already talked about the idea of a Z Heroes. And then an additional 30% to Saviors. Saviors is quite a small category. I don't know how well that would work, but I do expect their leader skills to be pretty good, right? I mean, I guess to be fair, when we look back at the previous anniversary, the gods obviously have a much better leader skill than the Super Saiyan 4s, considering how those categories were buffed afterwards. So hopefully they do make some good, strong choices for the leader skill categories. All I ask is they make the Goku and Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta work crazy with the LR Super Saiyan 4s. I think this is people's #1 like hope for the LR Goku and Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta, that they are going to be that unit that the LR Super Saiyan 4s need. Like, they'd need to be a really, really good slot 1 unit, and then have those links like Saiyan Raw, and then they could be really, really good. I want the GT LR to be a big buff for GT heroes. Yep, for Majin Buu Saga, I want the KO screen of Goku and Vegeta doing the thumbs up. I think a couple of people posted that, actually. I remember seeing the images posted. That would definitely be pretty cool. Anticipate both having multiple 200%, and both including joint forces. Fits the theme for a Spirit Bomb. That is true, right? Because the Spirit Bomb in and of itself is kind of like a joined forces attack, right? Because it is the joined spiritual energy of multiple people. So I do kind of like that. Joined forces has gotten some leaders, but still has never been like a full-on competitive team, so would be interesting to see how they could factor that in. But obviously remember, on the banners, the AGL Super Saiyan Goku and Vegeta from the Worldwide Celebration are returning, who do have a joined forces leader skill. But yeah, some more support for joined forces would be good. Bond of Parent and Child or Power Beyond Super Saiyan leader. I could definitely see either of these categories being part of their leader skill. I don't know if they would be one of the main categories, but I mean, well, Power Beyond Super Saiyan definitely could be. I think a new Power Beyond Super Saiyan leader would be very good, even though the gods obviously are still very good. It would be good to have a separate category. Like, if you want to build a team that is largely like Super Saiyan 2s and 3s, they're not sharing some of those like god links with the gods. So I think it'd be cool to have a different leader. Both being slot 1 units. Yep, obviously you can never have too many slot 1 units. Ally debuff removal. That would be interesting. I don't know if that kind of ability fits these kind of units. I see that as a thing more for like a support unit or a character who is known for like healing abilities and stuff. So obviously would be very useful, but I don't know how well it fits the theme of the characters. Ally damage reduction, something we saw introduced with the Physical Kid Goku that's coming out on Global very soon. Obviously that would be good. Rainbow orb changing. I mean, for the GT LR, that would obviously be very good, because if they are going to end up working super well with the LR Super Saiyan 4s, once you transform into Gogeta, obviously those rainbow orbs are giving him damage reduction, so that would be very good. Nullification certainly would be good. The more of those we get, the better, because obviously dodge or counters don't work against enemies that disable dodge, whereas nullification does, so still very useful. GT LR linking well with the LR Super Saiyan 4s, yep. Signature Technique and Final Sagas as categories. That would be quite interesting. Signature Technique, I guess, is kind of like Kamehameha, but just for a bunch of the different other techniques, right? So, like, every Piccolo that does the special beam cannon, you would assume would be on there. The Gokus that do the Dragon Fist, I guess, would be on there. I mean, actually, this would be huge, right? Because Vegeta, like Gallic Gun, Final Flash units would be on there. That would be a huge category. And then Final Sagas. That would be an interesting category that crosses over. Like, it would be Buu Saga, the end of GT. Technically, Super doesn't have a final saga because it's still a continuing story. But you could argue that if they just base it off the anime, then that would include Universe Survival Saga as well. So those would be two huge categories that could potentially be very good. So Buu Saga LR, 170 for Power Beyond Super Saiyan or Join Forces, and 30% for Buu Saga or Final Trump Card. I think that could work very well. And then GT, 170 for Giant 8 Power or Bond of Friendship, and 30% to GT Heroes or Final Trump Card. Definitely could work. Again, it kind of depends what they do with Goku in the animations to see whether they will be even on Giant 8 Power, but hopefully that would be good. I know GT is Pan's leader skill, but better, but I don't think they'll share a 170. I mean, yeah, Pan and the GT category units in general need some extra support. So, yeah, Sharon, make them the best units ever released. I mean, if we're going by last year, the 2 anniversary LRs were hands down the best units in the game when they came out. So, I think it's a pretty safe assumption that that is going to be the case. Not as hype as last year, but still pretty cool. The Super Saiyan 3/2 card definitely looks better. I think I'm more excited about the Easy A's that will come with the celebration. I know a lot of people are disappointed about it being Goku and Vegeta again. I'm super hyped. Like, the Super Saiyan 3 Goku and Super Saiyan 2 Vegeta, I've wanted a unit like that for quite a while. I retweeted some art of, like, Super Saiyan 2 and Super Saiyan 3 Goku attacking together that someone made ages ago. saying that it would be cool to get that as a what if card. I think it was around the time that the Tech LR Goku and Gohan came out, and I saw an artist post it, and I retweeted it, being like, you know, if we're going to do what if cards, this would be awesome. And in fact, going even a step further, it'd be pretty cool to have like Super Saiyan 3 Goku and Majin Vegeta together as a card. I think that would be pretty cool, but I guess we'll see. I want Super Saiyan 3 Goku to do the Dragon Fist as a super attack. Unfortunately, I think this is very unlikely because it is Majin Buu Saga Goku. And even though they are going to have original animations, because they never actually fight like side by side as Super Saiyan 3 and Super Saiyan 2. So they're going to have original animations or animations that are things that they both did separately but just put together. But because it is the Majin Buu Saga one, Goku probably is not going to do the Dragon Fist, we could say, with a certain degree of certainty. Leader skill of the LR Super Saiyan 3 and Vegeta Super Saiyan 2 should be Majin Buu Saga, Power Beyond Super Saiyan and Connected Hopes, 3 key 170, and 30% for Battle of Fate and Pure Saiyans. I mean, that would probably be the best team in the game, maybe? I guess the first 3 categories are a little bit limited, but by having, like, Power Beyond Super Saiyan and then Battle of Fate and Pure Saiyans, that already has a ton of really good units in it. So that would be an insane leader skill. It's honestly amazing. This is my favourite series, GT. I would love if both cards started as base Goku so we can SA farm them. We've seen the SA arts on the banner, and unfortunately that is not the case, but they probably are not going to have farmable super attacks. That's the other downside to Join Forces cards. It's way more hype than Double Spirit Bomb. I mean, technically it is still Double Spirit Bomb, right? Because it's going to be the active skill. But yeah, very good. I want to pull them. I mean, yeah, true. That is probably the biggest thing most people want from these units, is they want to actually get them. So true. I hope the GT Duo has Shocking Speed and Saiyan Raw. Yep, again, talking about linking them up with the LR Super Saiyan 4s. Ultra Spirit Bomb animation. Yep, that's going to be the ability of the Majin Buu Saga LR, pretty much for sure. Really wanted a Kid Buu LR. So needed, but Super Saiyan 3 Goku and Super Saiyan 2 Angel Vegeta will be my first target. I mean, we could still, again, we don't know what the Part 2 setup is going to be, so we could still be seeing an LR Kid Buu. GT Goku and Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta leader skill, GT Heroes, Pure Saiyans and Join Forces, and then 30% for Bond of Parent and Child and Final Trump card. Again, this category would be insane, right? Because Pure Saiyans and Bond of Parent and Child already includes almost every Goku and most Vegetas. GT Heroes is then going to include every single GT version of Goku and Vegeta anyway. Join Forces, and then Bond of Parent and Child is going to include all of the Join Forces Goku and Vegetas. So, like, this team would actually be pretty insane for sure. I don't know if I want them to have new leader skills or buff existing ones, because GT overall needs help. It is true, I did mention it before, that we went through a long period of getting a load of new categories that all kind of sucked. So I like the fact that they're making a lot of these 170 leaders that are releasing now, especially the Dokkan Fest TURs, just have a couple of existing categories put together and then with the 30%. So I do quite like that. I would love them to have a revival. GT Goku has to, because of what leads to the Spirit Bombs. I mean, I'm assuming that that's just how the mechanic of the standby skill is going to work. I can see the point of it being a revival based on sort of how the Spirit Bomb happens at the end, but I don't think it's going to be a revival. The only thing I hope for is they focus on dodge and defense, because these events out here are getting stronger, and dodge really helps us, but damage is good too. I mean, if we look at both the last anniversary LRs, they do have a very solid combination of attack and defense, so I don't think there's much to worry about there. Yeah, stellar animations, very powerful and fun kits, that's it. I mean, yeah, that's all, but I mean, realistically, that is what we are all hoping for out of these units. But personally, I'm extremely hyped for the Buu Saga LR. I think the card art looks insane. Agreed. So many good options for their animations that I'm intrigued to see what they choose. The GT one is a cool concept, but not as much of a fan. Yeah, I mean, the same for me. You guys know I say it all the time, but I do like it when the GT stuff gets buffs, because there are a lot of the GT units and characters that I do like. So, and the category desperately does need more help. So definitely would not be opposed to that. I want the GT side to work well with the Super Saiyan 4s, yeah. I was thinking about the leader skills, Buu Saga, and then... Okay, wait, I just put anything for the GT. So, the Buu Saga one, Z Heroes, yeah, there's that coming up again. Or Final Trump Card 170, Pure Saiyans or Buu Saga 30%. And then GT, Join Forces or GT Heroes, or Battle of Fate. And then Bond of Parent and Child or Accelerated Battle. I mean, I'm sure there's a ton of combinations that you could come up with that will make some good teams. So, Be interesting to see what they actually do. I might do videos speculating about their kits, but obviously it remains to be seen. Anniversary units should always be Goku and Vegeta. It always should be this way. People complaining about SB, or Spirit Bomb Anniversary, have never watched the show, so they don't easy A blue fusions, which could mean standalone blue fusions for the 9th. I think because they're focusing on Goku and Vegeta again like this, I feel like Worldwide could potentially be fusion based, and then we see the easy A's for the 5-year LRs, but I guess we'll see. LR Gods buff. I mean, I guess technically the Majin Buu Saga card is, because like we said, they're going to be on Power Beyond Super Saiyan, and probably on Kamehameha as well. Give the GT Saiyan Raw, yep. Has to have the Spirit, I mean, yeah, again, has to have the Spirit Bomb for both characters. I mean, there's no way they're not going to. The Spirit Bomb is the theme of the anniversary, so hopefully their kits are just as good as the 7 years on release. You say unlikely, but essentially the 7 years were the best units in the game when they came out, and the 8th anniversary units are probably going to be the best units in the game when they come out. So in that respect, their kits are just as good as the 7th year LRs on release, if you think about it that way. But aside from being bummed at yet another GT anniversary, the number one thing we need is actual buffs. Both of these sagas, especially GT, need a ton of help, and it would be a huge waste not to give both at least 2 Dokkan Fest exclusives outside of the anniversary. Yeah, that's the thing. It's like last year. It's the biggest problem with the Super Saiyan 4s. It's like they dropped an LR Super Saiyan 4s and then didn't drop any support for their team for the longest time. Even the side banner unit on their banner was a Sin Shenron who doesn't really work with them. So very weird. I mean, the Gods banner did the same, right, with the Broly, but they've been getting so much support since their release that it's just absolutely crazy. 200% for Boost Barga split, however, yep. Just someone excited. I think there'll be somewhat similar units with a transforming standby into a Spirit Bomb finisher, yep. At the moment, I'm more interested in knowing if we get a Boo and Omega as their counterparts for Part 2, and if it's going to be Carnival or regular Top Legendary Summon. Yep, we already talked about that, but it will be interesting to find out whether that is true. Peak choice as long as they're number 1 and 2 in the game. I mean, let's be fair, if they came out and they were like 3 and 4, I don't see that that's the end of the world, right? Especially because the units are quite... Like, if you still have Piccolo as number 1, and then these guys came out and were like 2 and 3, they're not on a lot of the same teams, so I don't see that as a huge issue. But both of them in Vegeta and Trunks' 200% lead. In theory, they should be, right? Because they're both going to be in Bond of Parent and Child and Battle of Fate, so they should be. Super Saiyan 3, yep, we love those buffs. If Super Saiyan 3 is in a 200% lead, we riot, yep. Just make GT Boy slot 1 so Pan and the LR Super Saiyan 4s go crazy. So, yeah, a lot of interesting stuff. A lot of people want to see the same kind of things. Let me know down below in the comment section what you are most looking forward to seeing from these 2 new LRs. Let me know which one you're most interested in out of the 2. And yeah, let me know what you want to see from their kits, the animations, leader skills, all that stuff down below in the comment section. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Masked Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the links down below for the Discord and the merch store, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.